Well, hi guys and welcome to my latest Modern Warfare video. In this video what I want to cover is the 1.07 patch that came out on Friday the 8th of November. And I want to take you through everything that came through in that patch and what we can benefit from. Okay, so first off, most importantly, new maps. What you're seeing here in the background is the new map Shoot House. Very small map, kind of similar to Shipment, that kind of style that we've seen before. Simple 3-lane map, very simple to navigate, constant action, really great addition to the Modern Warfare game. The other new map that's been added is the Krovnik Farmland, and that's been added to Ground War. Now, personally, I don't play Ground War at all. What I found with that was that there were too many players in it playing on PC because you are forced to play with crossplay enabled. And what I find with that is that the PC users are at a distinct advantage. They've got a higher frame rate than console users. The graphics cards tend to be better, so they can see better detail at greater distances. Not to mention the fact that there are too many ways that people can get around the requirement that they play with controllers, and so they can use keyboard shortcuts, all that kind of stuff. That just gives them such an advantage. All I find is when I play Ground War, I just get creamed, so I just don't bother with it. So I can't really say too much about that new map. Anyway, back into the updates. So in terms of the new playlists, then Hardpoint's been added, which is a very welcome addition. That was a real fun game that always used to be there in World War II and Black Ops. And also in the Shoot House 24/7 addition to the playlist, this is the new map, the Shoot House map, in Team Deathmatch, Domination, Kill Confirmed, and Headquarters. Okay, so what other stuff has been changed? Well, there's some cursory bug fixes, and they're just going to be updated on an ongoing basis, so, you know, who really cares? So here's some of the more significant ones, though. So there was a bug where players could take some of their kill streaks, so things like chopper gunners, things like that, and they could fly them out of bounds. And not only did that make them incredibly difficult to destroy, but it was just basically just giving them a huge advantage. So, and there was no penalty to that being applied at all. So that's all been fixed. Next thing that's been fixed is if a player was killed by an enemy that had a variable zoom scope in the kill cam, then you wouldn't see that zoom function. So that's been fixed. There's a fix for the Semtex warning audio. That was being heard at the same volume, whether you were in a building or outside. Now, obviously, if it's outside, it should be quieter. That's been fixed. So in Headquarters, players were able to place a tactical insert and respawn when their team owned the point, and that's been fixed because it was obviously giving a significant advantage to those players. There's collision issues that were fixed throughout the maps. There's some UI that shows when XP events are active in playlist menus. I still don't think that's gone far enough. I'd still like to see things like when you complete camo challenge targets, things like that. I would like to see that dynamically displayed to you, just like it used to be in World War II games like that, where you'd get the badge flash up at the top of the screen. I think that's a big omission, but it's good to see that they're moving in the right direction with it. Massive improvement is that sprint and tactical sprint speeds are now back to the speeds they were in the beta. That is a brilliant addition because it just speeds up the entire gameplay and makes everything a lot more enjoyable. Another bug that was fixed is where the progress of a bomb defusal can be seen by the team that planted the bomb. So that allows them to play a sneaky game where they can wait till an enemy is right there defusing the bomb. They just sneak up on him, and they know he's going to stay there for the duration of the time it's going to take to defuse it, and they can just wait until the last second and then blow him away. Another one. This is a really serious bug where players were appearing on UAVs even if they had Ghost and Silencer equipped when they fired their weapons, and that's been fixed. And another one, which is a big issue, if you had players with multiple personal radars active on a team and they were both able to see the same enemy, then that enemy would only appear on one of the radars. So that's been fixed as well. Some fixes for the riot shield, where if you were trying to use a throwing knife or thermite, and then that wasn't causing the shield to go on the player's back when they were thrown, that's been fixed. Claymores, personal bugbear of mine. So if you shot a claymore with a bullet, that used to be lethal, and that was a massive irritant to me. I'd see someone's claymore, I would spot it, I'd go to destroy it by shooting at it, and then I'm the one that died because it would just explode and kill me. So that's been fixed. Major fix. So battle chatter, those irritating bits where you just hear someone say, I got your 6, or contact, or things like this. These are no longer audible to the opposing team. It was ludicrous that they were ever audible to the opposing team, and to be frank, I think it's pretty pointless having them in the first place, but hey, who am I? So if you use a weapon mounted, there's a slight increase to recoil. That's just a subtle change. In your perks, EOD now clamps damage to a non-lethal amount, assuming a player is at full health. Big-ish issue, this. Certainly in some of the darker maps, there was too much scope for people just to be hiding out in dark areas, and you couldn't see them at all. That's been fixed, so they're a little bit more visible. Major bugbear for a lot of people was footsteps. And the fact that you could hear footsteps way too easily, so you could hear people kind of creeping up on you, or conversely, you could be heard if you're trying to sneak up on someone. That's been reduced, but they're going to continue working on that and reducing that further. So, moving on into challenges and missions fixes. So, there was a bug where the Infiltrator challenge was not tracking properly. That's been fixed. There's a fix for launchers not giving XP when shooting down kill streaks. That's a major one, because otherwise you're never going to get through the camo challenges for your launchers. There's a fix for a bug where if you're planting or defusing 5 bombs in cyber attack or search and destroy, that wasn't tracking properly. That's been fixed. Massive one. Camo challenge for kills after a reload. There was no time to actually get a kill afterwards. You had to be literally on the trigger as your reload completed, and you had to be killing someone at that point for it to count. They've now given you a bigger time period where you can get that kill. That's major. What I was finding was that I was on about 2 for that camo challenge, and following this change, then after about 2 hours of gameplay, I was up to 40. In my mind, this is the only thing that makes that camo challenge possible, so it's a massive win. There was another fix where there was a bug where the XP required to reach your next rank was higher than the value that it actually showed that you needed, which was just pointless. Okay, so some weapons changes. First one, massive, everyone's been talking about it, 7.25 shotgun, that has been nerfed. Hit spread has been increased, and the damage range has been reduced, so that's just been nerfed down. It's still a massively powerful gun, very much akin to the combat shotgun in World War II. You're still going to kill plenty of things with it. Other nerfs to the M4A1 assault rifle, it needed it, it was way too overpowered. The assault rifles in general have got increased hip spread. SMGs, there's an increase to the movement speed, increased aim down sight, move speed, and a small reduction in sprint out time. That reduction is really vital. It was just crazy that as you were coming out of sprint, it was just taking too long to get a shot away. Uzi has had increased damage range. MG34 LMG has had its hip spread increased and its damage range reduced, and an aim down sight slow down, so that's been nerfed. M91 LMG, similar nerf on that. PKM, again, same again. Pistols, move speed has been increased, reduced sprint out time, and increased damage range. So the pistols have been given a buff. And the crouch and prone don't adjust the recoil anymore. There used to be some insane stuff where you would crouch down and then suddenly you would just get crazy recoil on your gun, and that was just ridiculous. So, other changes, cyber attack. Fix for a bug where a player could lose their primary weapon and could be unable to see their view model after being revived by a teammate. Never encountered it myself, but hey, it's nice to have a fix for that. Lots of stuff on ground war. Like I say, brand new map is the most significant thing, but there's a fix for a bug where players would sometimes be unable to pick a spawn location. Yeah, I've seen that quite a bit. And also there was a tactical insert, so you could have someone sort of parachuting down on you. And there was a bug where you could have players spawning onto the enemy home base, which was just a bit unfair. So some changes to finally on the co-op side on Spec Ops. So in operations, explore Verdansk to find additional backstory information of Verdansk on the operators. Wow! So they put some extra content there. Fix for scoreboards that were showing incorrect data. There's some fixes around XP adjustments, fixes for out of bounds and parachute exploits. Respawn timer no longer stays on screen after teammates are revived from a bleed out. Munitions weren't usable after respawning via gunship. That's been fixed. You could lose your weapon when picking up the core. That's been fixed. Achievements can now be unlocked in CP. That's fine. Fixed for issue where players could spawn with their weapons in the down state. Okay. Picked up munitions no longer carry over from match to match. Only the munitions you purchase will, with points will. When respawning via the gunship, you'll no longer be given the tank role. Selecting an allegiance operator or allegiance as a favourite faction will now properly assign the voice to the correct operator. In Operation Headhunter, fixed for a bug where players are not able to lock missiles onto the final boss helicopter. In Operation Crosswind, there's adjusted stealth for gameplay. And in Operation Paladin, 2 fixes. One for a bug where there was no UI or indicator of where to go or how to finish the objective are defending the 3rd arms crate. Kind of a big oversight there. And also there was a fix for a bug where the default weapon was different than the weapon a player would hold if they were placed in last stand. That is the complete list. That is everything that has been fixed, that has been changed, that has been added. It's a huge change. I'm really glad they've released it because there were so many bugs to the game. There's still plenty of bugs out there. Just one that I've seen myself. It was to my benefit, but I can't say I'm still crazy about it. I've been trying to get to gold on the AUG SMG, and what I found was when I got to the point where I unlocked the skulls camouflage, then all of the challenges in there were already unlocked. So that's kind of pointless. But hey, what can I say? Hopefully it means I can produce a video on getting that to gold sooner rather than later. Well, that's it, guys. That's all of the changes, all the fixes, all of the additional stuff that you can find in the game. If you like this video, please hit that like button. If you want to see more, then hit subscribe and also hit the notification bell so you can get notified when new Modern Warfare videos come out on my channel. Thank you ever so much, and I shall see you all next time.